Okay. Good morning, Pagosa. And thanks to RG Bank for bringing us our news on this Friday morning. It's Friday, TGIF and all that. Friday, the 25th of April, 2025. So we're gonna feature the Pagosa Springs Medical Center today. And Jodi Scarpa is here with friends from, all kinds of friends. We'll let you tell your stories. But Jodi, good morning.
Good morning, Will. Thank you for having us today.
Of course. Do you want to do the introductions?
I would be happy to.
Oh, good. Thank you.
So I'm Jodi Scarpa. I'm the manager of community relations in the foundation. And I brought with me Sara Lowe, the manager of Health and Motion, our service line, our new service line.
That's
she'll
great.
talk to you more about that. Jackie Rea, our physical therapist, and Sierra Sosa, our new occupational therapist. We've been trying for years to recruit an occupational therapist, and we got so fortunate to have from Florida. And this is, I think, your second week, huh, Sierra? Yep, her second
week. That's wild. Welcome to Pagosa. That's great.
Thank you.
And Santa Fe represented here, San Luis Valley. All moving to Pagosa. That's fantastic.
It is so great. And another person, a new person at the medical center, we have a new neurologist, and his name is Jose Carrau. And he started, I think, 2 weeks ago, and he is a wonderful physician. So now we have two neurologists to cover our schedule, and we're really excited about that. What else we're up with is we are preparing for the Foundation Gala on June 16th. It'll be at the Alley House, and we have a crooner, Maxwell Miller, who will be singing, and of course the fabulous food at the Alley House. If you're interested in attending and didn't receive an invitation, call me, 970-507-3811, and I will get you an invitation. What else is new, Will? We have a new art wall installation. We have a community art wall at the foot of the stairs by the first floor clinic, and we collaborate with the Pagosa Springs Arts Council, and they jury an art show, which means they choose the art that goes on the wall. And we do that quarterly, and we highlight local artists, and if the artists sell their piece on the wall, they get all the money, so we can support the local artists. And now I will introduce to you Sara Lowe, our Health and Motion Manager. She is new, pretty new. When did you get here, Sara?
Hi, Sara.
Hi. I started in October.
Oh, she did start in October, and she's going to tell us about what is happening in our new Health and Motion service line, and specifically the new things that are going to happen once we open the medical wellness building.
New building there to
Yep,
work with.
we're just
not new, but it's been renovated.
Yeah, it was
well.
formerly known as the Pruitt Building, and it's been renovated, and we're in the last stages of finishing that up. And when we do, we are going to move occupational therapy and physical therapy into that building.
Nice.
So here's Sara.
Hi, Sara. All right.
Hi. Thanks, Jodi. So my name is Sara Lowe, manager of the Health and Motion service line, which supports physical therapy, occupational therapy, and our wellness services. Physical therapy, we currently have two physical therapists, one physical therapy assistant. They both support our inpatient and outpatient therapy. We brought Jackie with us, so she's here, and she'll give us a little bit more information around physical therapy this morning. Then our therapy services are growing. As Jodi said, we have hired now a new occupational therapist, and Sierra is with us as well. So she can give us a little bit more information on that here in a minute. And then lastly is the wellness service line. We're still currently developing that. It will grow to support interventional pain management, community support groups, Alzheimer's support groups, and hopefully a lot more. So Jackie, I'll turn it over to you, and she can give you a little bit more information on the physical therapy.
Hi, Jackie.
Hi, it's good to be here.
Yes, thanks for dropping by.
Yeah. So physical
Santa
therapy.
Fe. That's
yes,
pretty cool.
from Santa Fe originally.
We love going there. It's cool that it's so close.
It is a nice town. It is close. It's fun to visit.
Yep. But glad you're here.
Thank you. Physical therapy is a wellness service, so it allows for people to return to their prior or improved functional level and activity participation or exercise, or allows them to do all that with less or no pain. So basically recovering after an injury or an illness or just general deconditioning. That's where we specialize in terms of getting your physical body back to how it was prior to whatever happened, your injury or your illness. So that's the basis of physical therapy.
Nice.
And it's a kind of a non-invasive option for many injuries or ailments. So it takes advantage of your body's own healing powers and promotes healing from an injury with an overall improved health and physical well-being. So we're really in the business of promoting health and helping people get back to being active and exercise and promote longevity and quality of life during that period.
So they can get back to their backcountry skiing.
Backcountry skiing and pickleball and hiking and regular skiing and whatever people want to get back to. So yeah, we really run the gamut in terms of age ranges and backgrounds and whatever you want to get back to. That's what we specialize in. So
nice, very good.
Yeah.
Great.
Physical therapy at the medical center is a little bit different than many traditional therapy clinics in that when a patient shows up, they get to see the physical therapist or physical therapy assistant or occupational therapist for their entire treatment session. So it really improves on the quality of care given and the continuity of care given, and overall, I think, better outcomes from therapy interventions because of just the consistency and the high level of skill and training that our clinicians have. So,
Jackie, what's the difference between inpatient and outpatient physical therapy? What does that look like?
Well, inpatient physical therapy is done when a person is actually in the hospital. So that focus is more on getting the person the best placement for when they leave the hospital that's appropriate for them, as well as improving their ability while they're in the hospital to do little things like get up out of bed and make it to the bathroom and walk down the hall and things like that to hopefully get them back to their home or back to wherever they're going after they're in the hospital when they recover. And whereas outpatient is more focused on kind of the next level in terms of getting them back to exercising or like we were saying, or whatever activities you want to get back to.
Very good.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Jackie Rea, the physical therapist at PSMC.
Yeah, and then
Sara, back to you.
Yeah. Next, we have Sosa. She's our newest occupational therapist. She's been with us for about 2 weeks now. So she'll give you a little background on occupational therapy.
So yes, hi, my name is Sosa. I'm an occupational therapist, and I'm new here to Pagosa Springs. So like Will mentioned, I moved here from Florida. But a question we often get is, what is occupational therapy? Or sometimes we'll get the comments, I don't need occupational therapy, I don't work anymore, I'm retired. But I'm kind of here to explain a little bit some of the services that I can provide as an occupational therapist and some of the things that we do, because occupation is just a small part of occupational therapy. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, occupational therapy enables people of all ages to participate in daily living by using interventions to modify, adapt, learn, and regain skills so that person can continue living life to their fullest potential. So kind of play off that, whatever age or stage of life we're in, we have a daily routine. So, Will, I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
I'm putting you on the spot.
I love it. I'm the host. No,
So, Will, what's the first thing you do in the morning?
let's see. I actually do like back exercises, believe it or not.
Good for you.
Right?
Okay. So, in the morning, some people, like Will, will do back exercises. Some people will beeline it for the coffee pot. Some people will go
That's
straight
next.
for the bathroom. Some people will brush their teeth, get dressed, eat breakfast. You get ready for work, you get ready for school, you get ready for volunteering, whatever that may look like. And then you come home, you prepare breakfast, or dinner, whatever that looks like. And you do that on a daily basis. So everyone has this routine, but it almost becomes automatic. So you don't realize that you're doing it. However, life can have unexpected events. Life throws a curveball at us. And that could look like an accident that results in an injury. That could look like traumatic brain injury. That could look like a stroke. So as an occupational therapist, our aim is to bridge that gap between recovery and then functionality so that that person can continue doing what they enjoy doing. It's kind of like Jackie said, if you enjoy hiking, if you enjoy biking, anything that you do on a daily basis, work, taking care of kids, kind of getting you back into the groove of things. So for example, I'll just give a little backstory. I was working in a skilled nursing facility, and I had the pleasure of working with a young lady, and she had fallen in her apartment, unfortunately, and hurt her shoulder. So she, because of that injury, had to go get surgery. And after the surgery, I just remember her being very frustrated because she couldn't do the things that she enjoyed doing. She enjoyed putting on her makeup in the morning, getting dressed, preparing little snacks throughout the day, going down to the activity center, interacting with the other residents, but she couldn't really do that anymore, or at least what she was able to do because of that injury. So through the sessions, she learned how to slowly modify how she was doing what she was doing. Like something simple as using a shoehorn, using a sockade, finding different brushes to put on her makeup, finding different ways to cook meals. And then she was eventually at the end able to go back home. And so that, I feel like a lot of us can resonate with that. Like going home is something we enjoy doing because it's a safe zone. So she was very happy in that she could go back to what she was doing before. But similar to what Jackie said, occupational therapy can work with all ages. So it doesn't just have to be adults. For adults, it may look more like modifying a skill. And depending on that person's goals, we could focus on returning back to work, managing their home, taking care of a child, taking care of a parent, because life doesn't stop when something like that happens. But if we kind of backtrack a little bit, it doesn't have to just be a one-time event. It could be something that the person was born with. So it may be something that they've lived with their whole life. So on that note, occupational therapists can also work with kids. And that could look like kids with autism, kids with sensory processing disorders, developmental delays, cerebral palsy. So again, we get the question, kids don't work. Why are they in occupational
students.
therapy?
They have an occupation.
Exactly. They go to school. But surprisingly, their main occupation is play.
Okay.
And
right.
because if you think about it, you learn these foundational skills through exploring your environment, through interacting with peers, even though they may learn good or bad habits from that, you learn through play and through activities. So occupational therapists can use functional play to help these kids develop those foundational skills. And that could be a long list depending on what they want to focus on and what the parents want to focus on. But it could be tactics for impulse control. It could be coping skills for emotional regulation. It could be executive functioning skills. It could be fine motor skills for things such as handwriting. And the list could go on and on. And again, I'll tell one more story and then I know I've been talking.
That's good. No, it's fascinating. Thank you.
But just of course, I could talk about it all day long.
It's your occupation.
It is, and I'm biased towards it, but it's amazing because you really get to see these people grow. And like what Jackie was saying too, we want to give quality care so that way they can go back to their life. But last story. So I also had the privilege of working in a pediatric office, and I was working with this little boy for over 6 months. But the one moment I will never forget is when he fastened a button for the first time. And it literally sounds like the simplest thing ever, but you don't realize how many muscles you're using, all the refined
Neurons.
movements. Yeah. You're coordinating a bunch of movements, you're using visual skills, and this is all happening simultaneously. So it's a skill that we kind of take for granted. But again, he was super stoked. Like, his face looked like a Christmas tree. It was just lit up. It was great. But he, at the end of our session, we went out and we told Mom, and he was super excited, but I didn't really realize the impact it would have until, let's like fast forward a week later, he comes back with his mom for the next session, and she was telling me that super excited because he could now get dressed in the morning by himself because, you know, his school uniform, buttons on the shirt, buttons on the pants. And he was super excited, but Mom was excited because now she had extra time because she didn't have to help him as much to like focus on her getting ready, and she had 2 other kids. So with that being said, that small little win has a chain reaction. So at the end of the day, occupational therapists are just trying to help people live their life. So that being said, long story.
Excellent.
But, yeah.
Well, thanks. Let's see. It's time to take a quick break. You guys all right with that? And we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Nicole came in, and she's got a new river report for us. So here we go. We'll see you in a couple of minutes. We're back. Good Morning Pagosa continues with the Pagosa Springs Medical Center, and what a great group of people today. Jodi, you brought in some real winners.
Oh, I can't even. One of the reason I work at the medical center is I get to support these rock stars that make people's lives better and save their lives. I'm not a medical person. I just do what I do to make sure patients get the best care possible, and I'm in awe of the people I work with. That is the truth. So there you have it.
And thanks, Sara, Jackie, and Sierra. That was really fascinating, and wanted to just once more go over the gala. Maybe?
Oh, yeah. It's on Monday, June 16th. It'll be from 6 to 10 at the Alley House. And again, you can call me at 570. No. I'm mixing up my cell phone number with the hospital number. 970-507-3811. And we'll make it happen. And I just want to thank all of our generous donors and the people in the community who also support the medical center and the work that we do to keep it, keep our first class care close to home where we live so we don't have to travel. Appreciate it very, very, very much.
Very much, yes. You guys all good? I would like to encourage people, if you don't have a primary care physician, to call the medical center and get started. They really are great. They have a clinic as well that's 5 days a week. That's really convenient. And
specialists.
And specialists as well. All kinds of specialists, including...
And a cancer center and inpatient 24/7 emergency care. We own our ambulance, Will.
Yeah.
Most, only 6 in the state own their EMS service. So
amazing.
Great collaboration there.
Yes, really. So thank you guys. Are we all set? Jodi, we did it.
I believe so. Thank you very, very much for having us.
Thank you. Excellent show.